What's poppin' YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Astro Finesse. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. And in this video right here is if your Saturn is in the sign of Libra, or also if it's in the 7th house. And I'll pause for the cause. If you don't know how to find your Saturn placement, if you're a new subscriber, if you're just starting off a journey of self-love, self-knowledge, self-understanding, if you don't understand why it's so important to learn about yourself, to study yourself, and to love yourself through astrology or numerology, don't worry, I got you. There's a couple of videos. I'll put the link in the description. You have to watch them first to become hip to the knowledge of what I'm about to talk about right now. So if you look at your birth chart or your natal chart and you realize that your Saturn is in the sign of Libra, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's just get it popping, shall we? Now you already know, before I start, I'm gonna give y'all a list of some celebrities so y'all can visually see what Saturn and Libra people look like and act like in reality. So to start, we got Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, Justin Timberlake, Alicia Keys, Jessica Biel, your boy Lil Wayne, Serena Williams, T.I., Kelly Rowland, Seth Rogen, Nick Cannon, and Megan Good. Alright, so boom, Saturn in the sign of Libra, or Saturn in the 7th house. First of all, what does Saturn mean? What does Saturn represent in our birth chart? Saturn represents like our father figure, our disciplinarian. Saturn in the birth chart represents structure, represents boundaries, represents fear and anxiety, because it's like it covers up wherever Saturn is in your chart, wherever house and whatever sign it's in. It will cover up that energy, so it'll kind of give you fear and anxiety in that part of your life. It will put an obstacle in front of your life. It will make it difficult, whatever energy that is covering. Beginning of your Saturn return, before Saturn comes back around. So the beginning of your Saturn return, you'll be forced to having to learn how to overcome these obstacles. You'll be having like boundaries put in front of you. So Saturn kind of forces you to learn the hard way how to overcome the obstacles that it's covering. But then after Saturn comes back around 28 years, so around the age of 30, you will like definitely feel the effects of your Saturn return. When Saturn comes back around and you have been working on these things, Saturn forces you to be patient, forces you to like work slow on these things. But when it comes back around, it will lift its boundaries, it will lift its restrictions, and it will actually bless you with whatever it has been putting the boundary on top of you for. So Saturn just basically in your chart will give you difficulties in the beginning of your life, and then after you have been working on these things, after you're forced to actually put focus on this area, this aspect in your life, you become blessed, you become mature, you become wise in that area of life, and you become like abundant in that area of life. So now in this video, talking about Saturn in Libra, or Saturn in the 7th house, understand that the 7th house is all about, partnerships, relationships, business partnerships, legal marriages. So anything that has to do with like relationships with people, one-on-one kind of thing. Marriages, partnerships, friendships. So one-on-one relationships is like the 7th house, or Libra energy. Libra is ruled by the scales. Saturn is it is in detriment in Aries. The opposite of Aries is Libra. So Saturn is exalted in Libra. Not saying that if you have Saturn in Libra that you're cool, like you can just chill back, everything's gonna be easy for you. But it is exalted in this placement. But understand that it's still gonna be difficult for you when it comes to Libra type things, 7th house type things. So what does this mean? So Saturn in Libra, obviously when it comes to relationships, it will be a little more difficult for you to actually find that perfect relationship. Because what Saturn does in this placement is y'all really take relationships very, very seriously. Y'all want longevity. Y'all want lifetime relationships. Y'all want serious, like real relationships, like real marriages that last a lifetime. But before this happens, Saturn's gonna cover this up, this aspect in your life, this area in your life. So you'd be forced to actually learn how to actually find the right partner, to actually know how to look within yourself to see that you're not always overextending yourself to the wrong person just because you want to be in a relationship or just because you want to have that partnership kind of thing. A lot of times with this placement, it'll be hard for y'all to actually be alone, or that sense of solitude will make you feel just like uncomfortable. Like you always want to yearn for or look for a partnership, looks to be in a relationship dynamic kind of thing. Having this placement though, understand that Saturn's gonna kind of it's gonna kind of make it, it's gonna kind of prolong the process for you finding that perfect partner, for you finding that perfect relationship. It's gonna prolong the process. So the best advice having this placement is definitely try not to get like in a committed marriage relationship before your Saturn return. And when I say before your Saturn return, it takes like 28 years for Saturn to come back where it started. So like around the age of 28 to 30 to 31, 32, that's when you could like really, that's when your life, you actually know like what you really want. You actually be kind of more mature in this aspect of Libra energy or 7th house energy. You'll be more mature in this aspect, and you can actually choose the right partner for yourself. But before this, what I've noticed, what I've seen, I'm not saying this happens to everybody, but what I've seen is those that have Saturn in Libra, that have like, you know, got married before their Saturn return, it usually doesn't last, because it's like when Saturn comes back around, it kind of hits you with like a whole new prospect, a whole new perspective of life kind of thing. So Saturn wants you to learn like the hard way, low key, that you should really learn how to like have balance in relationships, have balance in partnerships, have balance in friendships. Know how to not always overextend yourself. A lot of times with displacement, y'all could like really bend over backwards, do mad backflips and all that for somebody just because you want to have that person in your life. Or you could just look at relationships as in like, I want that longevity, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes, or I want to stick with this for the long haul, even though that person might not be right for you. So having discernment in your partner, having discernment in the person you're dating is very key and very like essential with this placement. So really like take your time and be patient when you're like dealing with somebody, when you're dating somebody. I'm not saying you shouldn't date nobody till you get to the age of 30, or I'm not saying you should be single until you're 30, but just know that Saturn's going to slow this process down to have that longevity. But Saturn covers things up in the beginning. Saturn makes it hard for you. Saturn puts obstacles in your face in the beginning. But understand that in the future, in your future, when Saturn comes back around, and if you're working on having balance, when you're working on knowing like your true sense of self, when you're working on not overextending yourself, actually being able to give in a relationship and actually expecting to receive something in the end. Like a lot of times y'all would just give and not really expect to receive, or just not really expect to receive like that. So it's like you're always giving too much of yourself and not really getting that back, getting that balance. It has to be balanced, equal, give and take kind of thing. So Saturn will cover this up in the beginning, but understand that when you're working on these things, as you gain maturity, as you actually understand that, all right, I know that I really want to be in a relationship. I know I want the serious relationship. I want the long haul. I want the lifetime partner. I'm not going to rush this process by just picking anybody. A lot of times you could like really just pick anybody that you find attractive or that's your type in a way. But at the same time, they could be a toxic partner, or they could be like not good for you, but you choose them anyway because it's like they're your reflection, or they're like your shadow side that you're attracting in your life, because you haven't really worked on your shadow side, haven't really worked on yourself in a way. So like you could be attracting or being in a relationship with the wrong people, and then when it goes wrong, you're blaming that person like, man, I knew you weren't right for me, or I knew you messed up, without even looking at yourself like, I shouldn't have chose that person in the beginning. Like I shouldn't have put myself in that situation. Because y'all don't really like bouncing around. Y'all really want to have that serious relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that. But Saturn's going to prolong that process. It's going to really force you to actually learn balance. Is a key thing in this placement. Learn balance in relationships, to learn discernment, to choose the right person. And then when Saturn comes back around, when the Saturn return comes, you will really be able to choose the right person, and you will be blessed with this relationship. You will be blessed with having lifelong relationship. Looking at the names of the celebrities, look at Beyonce. She's been married to Jay-Z for hella long, even though they have some problems and all that, but you can see like they have that longevity, lifetime type relationship. Like T.I. with Tiny, like you see like Saturn will bless you with that lifelong relationship that you want and need, but you have to put in the work, you have to put in the grind, you have to overcome the obstacles, you have to really look within yourself and know that you have to put the mirror up in front of yourself, but don't always blame the other person if something goes wrong in a relationship. Understand that you're the one that's choosing your partners, so really be wise on who you choose. Try not to get in committed marriages before your Saturn return. I have to keep stressing this because I see it a lot, that they because y'all like to rush into relationships, like to rush into commitments, because that's what y'all need. Y'all feel the most fulfilled when you have a companion. Y'all feel the most fulfilled when you're dealing with somebody in that kind of one-on-one, like committed, true relationship. Saturn is all about commitments, so y'all take commitments and relationships extremely seriously. All I'm saying is you shouldn't try not to rush into it, because what I've seen is like it kind of, you get married early and then it'll end, because then you would have a whole new dynamic of life when Saturn comes back around, or you realize like this marriage thing is really too much for me, or it's like it's more than I could chew. It's more than I thought it was gonna be, kind of thing, when Saturn comes back around. So really be patient when it comes to this dynamic in your life. Understand that you will be blessed with what you want after you put in the work, after you have really had discernment, choosing the right partner, after you have been patient with the right partner, choosing the right person, after you have put in that grind of put in that self work, putting the mirror in front of your face and actually having accountability for what you have done in the relationship, of you choosing the right person for you, not always choosing anybody and then blaming that person for what they did, but it's your fault for choosing that person, kind of thing. But as you've been working on these things, as you have been grinding in this aspect of your life, you will be blessed with the harmonious relationship, with a long-term relationship. A lot of times with these placements, when y'all get married after your Saturn return has come around, you will be with that person for like a lifetime. It will be like a longevity kind of relationship. A lot of y'all are going to be attracted to like the older people. Like if you're young, going to be attracted to dating somebody like that's older. Like looking at Canon with Mariah Carey, he dated somebody that was older. Even though it didn't work out, I don't know what happened, but understand that y'all be attracted to like older people, because you need like maturity in a relationship. You need somebody that's hardworking, that's mature, that actually takes life seriously. So it's not a bad thing to like really to be attracted to older people, but really know that you have to put in the work within yourself first. You have to really know who you are, first of all, what you need. Don't lose yourself in relationships. Don't choose the wrong people and then blame them when it turns bad. But understand that once you put in the work, once you have grounded in this aspect of your life, you will be blessed with what you want, which is a lifelong partner, which is a lifelong relationship. It will be easier for you to connect with people, because before Saturn comes back around, it might feel like it's difficult to actually connect with people or actually like be involved with people a little bit. You just feel like it'll be hard for you to like connect with people in that way, because remember, Saturn is covering up this aspect in your life. But as you're working on these things, as you're grinding, as you actually have like true wisdom and true like knowledge about relationships and the dynamics of it and how serious it is, and knowing that you shouldn't like just jump into relationships because you're like lonely, or just jump in because you don't want to be by yourself. As you're patient, you will be blessed with what you want. So be patient in relationships, choose the right person, make sure you're actually analyzing them and actually know like if they're going to be right for you for the long run. And once you do this, when Saturn comes back around, you will be blessed with this aspect in your life. You will be blessed with a lifelong partner, kind of thing. So that's my video on Saturn in Libra. Hope y'all enjoyed that. My next video is going to be on Saturn in Scorpio. You already know I'm about to go in. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, appreciate all y'all for real, for real. If you haven't subscribed yet though, go ahead and handle that one time for your boy. Drink your water, mind your business, and be safe out here. It's your boy, Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie. I'm going to see all y'all when I see y'all.